indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode right here presented by the Moguling Club of Moguling Talk. Today, our topic is how to monetize your assets. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, share this link to get it out to more people. This helps to empower so many people who really, truly need it. Not only yourself, but so many other people with this valuable information that we are giving out here at Moguling Talk with Mr. Carlo Joseph and myself, Michael Coleman. At this time, Mr. Carlo Joseph, can you go ahead and introduce yourself today for all of our listeners on Clubhouse and around the world?
I say good morning. Good morning, good evening, good day, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Carlo Joseph. Thank you for Michael for having me on the Moguling Club. Take the honor and the privilege. But yes, my name is Carlo Joseph, and the name of our company is Clear Vision, Clear Path. President, CEO of our company. We've been around since 2014. Our company raises capital, so we do funding and other people's deal. Hold on one second. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you. Can you go back and start over, Carlo? I think we had a kind of bad connection, so go back to just introducing yourself.
Yeah, I think because of where I was driving. Again, yeah, my name's Carlo.
Okay, stand by for a second, Carlos. I guess wherever you're driving to, the bad reception area.
So it's breaking up?
Carlo? Yeah, it's breaking up. It sounds like a computer. So let's give it a few moments. I'm going to go and introduce myself first, and I'll come back to you, Carlo. Maybe you'll be in a better area where there's a stronger reception. So ladies and gentlemen, I am Michael Coleman. I am the CEO and founder of MCSlive.net, which is an online event ticket service where we provide a platform for you to host your next event. Any events you have, you can host it on our platform and you can sell your tickets. We offer the service where you can sell 25% more tickets than any other platform. So that is a strong plus when you sell your tickets at mcslive.net. I'm also the CEO and founder of mcsstreaming.com, which is a movie, television, documentary, and music streaming platform. So all your amazing new TV shows, movies that are amazing, as well as music, all stream at mcsstreaming.com. Let me share with you all how I came up with the word moguling and where it derived from. So in 2014, I took the word mogul and I added an ing at the end of it, coined the term moguling, which is an action word, okay? When you're moguling, you're constantly in action. You don't have to be a mogul to be moguling, but you're in the process of becoming a mogul by moguling. It's the way you think. It's the way you do things. It's your step-by-step process. It's your mindset. You have to change your mindset, have a moguling mindset to what? Be successful, to level up, to execute. I gave the word moguling a definition. And the definition for the word moguling is one with a relentless work ethic to be successful with determination. Okay? Relentless is the key. You have to be relentless and never stop. No matter if you're having a great day, a bad day, if you feel like it or if you don't feel like it, you have to still be relentless to perform those action steps to move forward. Okay? No excuses. Okay? When you're moguling, we don't make excuses. So we want to empower you all to eliminate. If you procrastinating or you're making excuses, we're going to eliminate that with our mindset, our moguling mindset, to move forward. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Carlo Joseph so he can introduce himself.
Good evening, good day, good morning, everyone. I know we're in a better place now. Carlo Joseph, President, CEO of Clear Vision, a company called Clear Vision, Clear Path, Inc., INC. Our company, we fund, we create, we advertise and market, and we distribute entertainment content. And what that means, we basically raise capital. And when we raise the capital, we invest in other companies, production companies, entertainment companies, They do film production, music production, television production, concerts, tours, video games, entertainment technology, apps, and our system is real simple. Our process business model, we do joint ventures. So we basically partner up with existing companies as well as startups, and we, like I said, we go help them accomplish a venture, help them get to their end goal by providing the capital they need um, to reach that goal. And that's basically it in a nutshell. And we also do consulting work with companies that want to grow. The word Mikhail uses is scale. Just anywhere from a startup to a big company, and also we look to acquire company, income producing company, large scale companies. And that's it.
Absolutely. Thank you for that amazing introduction, Carlo Joseph. So, ladies and gentlemen, today our topic is how to monetize your assets. Okay, how to monetize your asset. We're gonna get into this right now, and give you all some valuable information to utilize, because a lot of people are holding on to assets, and that they may not know they can monetize those assets and turn it into what we call liquid. Okay, liquid cash flow. Okay, with monetizing your asset. So, Mr. Carlo Joseph, let's jump right in. What are some ways that people out there who are listening in can monetize their asset? And let's talk about what is an asset. For our listeners today.
Yeah, an asset is anything of value. Um, and the typical things people know would be like real estate, or a business that's generating cash flow, or a painting, or jewelry, anything that's of value, or not. And in the world that we deal in, and you too, Mikhail, intellectual property, which is IP. And Mikhail, you can explain that better. Like
Yes.
film scripts, stage plays, songs, written songs, copywritten songs, music, for the people that code and create software and video games, a video game idea. Hold on one second, Mikhail. Yep, like I said, paintings, anything that holds value, that somebody will be willing to either buy it, or you can leverage, buy it, sell it, sort of like the people that market their products on IG, correct? Oh, not on IG, but yeah, on the internet. So that's basically an asset, something of value that others will either be willing to buy. Mikhail, you can tell your story. You had a script, um,
Absolutely.
that some other people, you sent it to them. We don't need to get into the story, but that's the prime example of monetization. That script, you wrote it and ended up making $7-8 million. And that's the part I was discussing with you when we were talking one day. I said, Mikhail, that's what hit me, is that our company owns 50% of a lot of IP, intellectual property. So it's equivalent to, if name somebody big that's out there. We somebody that has a catalog, and they came to us to help them with the funding. So what we would do, we would fund them and be a joint venture partner, but in exchange for our capital, they would share 50% of the royalties, or we'd have ownership in the IP. That's basically how it works in a nutshell. So with that being said, that's when I told Mikhail, I was like, man, what the issue where people, they don't realize what they already have that's already valuable. They look at what they don't have, or they look at it from they need some money standpoint. And I gave an example of water, ice, snow. It's
Mm-hmm.
all the same. It's just they're in different forms. So it's the same thing with your example, right? You wrote the script. You made a stage play, right? You
Mm-hmm.
sent the script in. They took it and they put money behind it, cast it. So you see the process, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So they created it, so they took, you already wrote it. So that was it. So the script's like a blueprint, or so that's something of value. What they did was take it into production, and after they took it into production, they market it and distribute it, and then it brought them liquid capital. So you see the shelf life. But guess who it all started from? Mikhail. And
Exactly.
that's the part of the monetization process. I call it monetize because you're turning into liquid capital. And in the Bible, the Bible where I got that from is, I'll just say it in layman's terms, simplest term, is you take what you have and you turn it into money. And that's all business is, whether it's a product or service, that you're giving that product or service to a target audience, or audience of people that desire that product or service, and they find value in that product or service, and they're willing to exchange, like commerce. They're willing to give an even exchange. And that's where people are not focused on, because they're either on one side or the other. Can I just say it plain, Mikhail?
Absolutely, please.
They're either on that they created something, they got the idea, they got it, or they're either on the other side where they just want some money. You see it? But both sides cross each other every day, so it's kind of funny. The people with the money is looking for what you got. The people that have something are looking for somebody with the money to exchange.
Exactly.
And it's just as simple as that. But if they don't open their eyes and look at, I have something of value. Now I need to tell the people that have the liquid capital, this is what I have, and this is what I can do for you, or this is what we can offer you. And that's where the disconnect is. Because they're just more focused on, well, I don't have any money. Well, remember how they said, well, it's like, well, what do you have in your house? And I remember you told me that a long time ago. You was like, hey, well, I'm sitting on a bunch of screws. No, Mikhail, why don't you sell some of them or license some of them out? You already proven you're the first one out the gate here.
Absolutely. Yes.
See, and that's what it is, because people, and then they're surrounded with the wrong people.
That's true.
Now, with this, I'm about to say, I'm gonna just say,
well, great people.
You cannot be with people. Well, you have to get around people that keep you going forward in your purpose, or keep you going forward in your goal, or keep you going forward in the thing that is of value. People that bring solutions, not like, oh, well, we need some money. We all know that. The person that will come, remember I gave you that example? The guy with the painting. Oh, this is perfect. Remember the day when I was going to the barbershop? I gave you that. The guy with the painting, people in his life had him working. Now he's a painter. His paintings are so good they sell for, say, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a pop, or maybe as high as $50,000. But and then somebody in his life, or whoever he's with, they had him working construction at the same time. So while he's working construction, somebody saw his painting. Remember I said this would be a good idea for a movie? A guy saw his painting and was like, this is the best thing he ever saw. I don't know if it was auction or something. He saw it and he said, I'll pay $1 million. I gotta have it. And then so he got it, and then he wanted to meet the guy that created it. And it was like, oh, they met. And he was like, man, he said, I love your work. He said, it's the best thing I've ever seen. He said, well, where's the rest of it? He said, well, I do it, in between times. Like, in between? I was like, what are you doing? The guy was like, oh, well, I'm working at what do you call it? The construction site. He's like, what for? You got $1 million check. He said, I'll tell you, oh yeah, the guy asked for 10 more of them. You see the monetization? You see the asset? The asset was the painting, right?
Right.
The artist was a painter. Somebody saw his asset and they saw the value in it and what it did to them. And they were willing to pay $1 million to it, where the most he's ever gotten is $50,000. And it's been sporadic. Yes, because the people around him didn't see the value. But when somebody sees the value in the asset you have, they will release the liquid capital. And remember I told you in the story, the guy said, oh, I'll tell you what, if you make 10 of them, I'll go around and I'll sell them to my partners and my friends for $2 million to $5 million a piece, and we'll just split the money. And I told you the guy ended up making like $30 million, the painter. They used to work, the people around him had him working at construction, and where he had paintings that were selling for millions of dollars.
Exactly.
The highest one sold for $10 million. And he's somewhere, and I remember I told you, I said, what if you got hurt and messed his hand up?
True. Yeah.
That's the whole thing. That's what happens when people don't know how to monetize the asset that they have. They'll be somewhere chasing, and I'll say it bluntly, working for some small amount of money, and then somebody looking for it and paid them the largest amount of money they ever made. All because they're not around the right people.
Yes.
And that's what the Moguling Club is doing for you guys. Telling you, yes, it's okay for the thing you're working on. Yes, that's going to work. Yes, somebody's going to give you millions of dollars for that. Just everything we're talking about is to get you to perfect that craft or perfect that product or perfect that asset. So when that opportunity comes, it's ready. Instead of you just, oh, I'm doing it on the side because I got to go do this and I got to pay bills.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like the whatever attitude.
And I want to add this right to everyone who's listening, all of our listeners. Think about this. What asset do you have that you can monetize? Because every one of you all who are listening on here and around the world, you have an asset inside of you. You have to think about that and you can monetize that. A lot of people are good at what? They start doing comedy. They get on Instagram, they just start sharing their comedy and they continuously do that. That's a platform for what? A way for them to get their comedy out there, a way for them to what? Perfect their craft. And then eventually what starts to happen? They start to monetize their craft because they start getting booked as a comedian to do what? Comedy shows. And then people start knowing who they are. And some of your most famous, well-paid comedians now are coming from social media platforms, like Instagram and Facebook, because they start to perfect their craft. That's how they got known. Things are totally different now. So you have to be creative, with your asset you have and putting it out to the world so people can to know about your asset as well too. So let's think about that, everyone. Just think about the asset you have. Like with myself, I started writing years ago. Tilbert Tyler Perry, started writing scripts, and at first I didn't know, initially how valuable my script was until I actually did a few shows. And when I did some live shows, the audience started to tell me, "Oh my God, you got something amazing here." So that's when I started to understand, oh, this is the value in this. And then that's when I started to submit my script to major motion picture companies, which, ended up, taking my script, making over $73 million in Hollywood. So, which my script, Sweet Revenge of a Bitter Woman, which became the movie Obsessed, that starred Beyonce and Idris Elba, a movie that grossed over $73 million, as I mentioned. So, that is an asset that was monetized. Okay, so take your asset and monetize it. Then I created more scripts. So, as you do more and you start to understand the aspect of how to monetize your asset, you become better at that and you start to evolve your thinking, your way of thinking too. And of course, you want to definitely protect your assets that you all have, because when other people can see the value in it before you may be able to see the value in it, they would do what? They would steal it, they would utilize it, and then they would try to run off with it. But you have to be able to, fight back in that regard. So protect your assets are very important as well, ladies and gentlemen. But we're talking about how to monetize that asset, okay, that you all have, whether it be comedy, whether it be writing, whether it be the aspect of if you're great at making something, a lot of people may be good at cooking food, making food. You can monetize that because you're doing what? Just like you all listening right now. We can monetize this recording here, so people around the world can hear it and hear the value. Same thing. If you're a cook, you can create a recipe book, a cookbook, sharing your recipes with the world and showing people how to make certain, food, healthy food items or food items, which is very important. That's an asset that you can monetize. So let's think about that, people. Carlo, I'll let you pick it up right there. Carlo, you can jump in right there if you would like to, or I can continue. Okay, we'll wait on Carlo. So
Yeah, no, I was trying to hit the mute button. No, but back to what I said about the asset. Like you said, bringing solutions is an asset. Adding value is an asset. All of those things, anything you do well, you'll get paid well for. And for each individual, it's different. So it's just staying true to who they are, true to what they bring that'll make it better. Because it's about service. It's about service. It's about helping, and at, like we say, and it's about solving problems. It's about being a solution. So, and that's the vision. And I'll name the company Clear Vision. That's the key, is having a clear vision, clear plan, clear goals, and what you offer and you show. It's like realizing and recognizing what the assets are that you guys already possess or already have, whether they're written assets, liquid, hard assets, IP, intellectual property assets, technology assets, just different assets, real estate assets. So that's the even exchange of commerce, and I think the focus has just been too much on the money, where it's an emotional tie to just grab money. Without the money would come very easily and simply if you looked at this, what I have will bring value to other people. And everybody should ask themselves, and what I'm doing is going to make it better for somebody else or add value, or what, and if the answer is yeah, then yeah, you're gonna be able to monetize that asset.
Absolutely. That's well said. But I want to add to everyone. I know you all may be thinking, how do I monetize my asset? Well, there's some platforms where you can monetize your asset. Of course, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, but YouTube is probably one of the main ones. There's also if you're a music artist, those are platforms: Spotify, SoundCloud, mcsstreaming.com with the music, as well as other platforms where you can monetize. A lot of these social media platforms, they're going into the monetization formats, which are so important. And I wanted to add, when you're monetizing, one of our things that we have here at Moguling, we have the Moguling 50X blueprint. And what that 50X means that when you first start to monetize, you want to create you some content, but you want to create 50 pieces of that content. Okay, 50 pieces. Once you create you 50 pieces of that content and you upload that content in the system, the algorithm is going to start talking. Okay, and even if you don't get a lot of followers or a lot of monetization in the very beginning, with you having 50 pieces of content, as you continuously upload more, it's going to show people that, hey, this person has a lot of content. And once they become, familiar with seeing one of your content or one of your content pieces go viral, guess what? They're going to start to look at all your other content. They're going to see, oh, wow, they have a lot of content. So I would definitely recommend for everyone out there to create 50 pieces of whatever your asset is that you have. Do 50. If you cook, do you 50 episodes of cooking. Whether they're 30-minute episodes, just do 50 of those. If you, if you sing, do you 50 videos of you singing. If you teach singing, do 50 videos, and you're going to upload all 50 of those to get in the system. Okay, so whatever you do, well, if you educate people about finances, guess what? Create you 50 financial videos and upload those, create your YouTube channel and put them on Instagram, and watch how it's going to create. Immediately, it's going to start creating. You're going to have content, and it's going to create value. In the beginning, you're going to give those away for free. Okay, don't worry about it. You got to give to receive. Okay, you have to give to receive. Give away 50 pieces of content. Don't even worry about the money, but just focus on, like Carlo said, adding value. Add value, and the money will come. But you have to create you 50 pieces of content for whatever your asset that you have, that you're good at, great at, in order for it to be monetized. You can step in right there, Carlo, if you want to add something to that.
No, I think that was it. I pretty much understand everybody. It's a simple concept. Everybody's gotten it.
Absolutely.
That's more the same thing. Everybody just go sit down and write down everything that you feel that you bring or have that's an asset and bring value. And the way to monetize it will flow to you. I think a lot of everything starts with acknowledging and awareness of what's going on and writing it out, not thinking about it, not talking about it with a bunch of people. That's good and fine too, but just really write, because the power is writing things down, and then things will start to unfold right before your eyes.
Yes.
some people, they want to talk about, because I deal with a lot of people that refuse to write things down. I don't know where that comes from. They just refuse. I'm like, just write it down. They'll talk about it all day, but I'm like, did you write that down? No.
But
Then
some
how is
people
that ever
think
going to happen?
but they can't. It's too
Yeah.
to remember.
So no, but the mindset. This was a good segment for people, because I believe it opened. Well, I know it opened a lot of minds and a lot of hearts. Just like, wait a minute, I got. Because when it happened for me, that's why I was telling you we should do it. Because I realized that I got
Yes.
stuff of value. But
Yeah.
when you're around people telling you, they're just asking you to bring money. See, the money is the result of an even exchange. The money is a result of both parties or both sides getting what they want. Like, I bought some lemonade from a young man today. He had lemonade, and I had some money. He wanted $5. I gave him he gave me the lemonade. I gave him $5, but he had something of value, and lemonade was actually good. And that is as simple as like. And then see, Mikhail, what you said about the 50 pieces.
Yeah.
This is the part of the multiplication and addition. Now that you have something of value, now that you have an asset, all Mikhail is saying is just multiply it. Because then that's what. So, like the guy with the lemonade, right? If I would have bought 50 lemonades from him at $5, right? You see, do the math. You see it? And I
Exactly.
think he had about 30 of them on the table. So that's my whole point. What everybody does now is like, now that you identified your assets, now how can we multiply that asset? And then, how can we add to it and multiply it? So we can basically write your own check, even if it's like $100 million. And that's it's so simple that's why when you write things down, remember, it's like in school doing a math problem, you write it out. It's the same concept. It
Yes.
begins to happen a lot faster and smoother and quicker because it's written.
Yes. You have
That's
you have
what.
more than enough content, what I'm saying, you can follow that guide. So well said. Like Carlo just said, hey, listen, multiply that asset. Once you have this identified your asset, now we're gonna multiply the asset to get it out there to so many people that so they'll know about your asset. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recap real quick before we close out on this amazing segment of how to monetize your asset. Okay, we talked today about, hey, IP, which is intellectual property, and we like myself and Carlo, we like to say, hey, IP is king. I know a lot of people say, hey, cash is king, but no, intellectual property is king. So what you have, what asset you have, what intellectual property you have inside of you is king. So identify your intellectual property, and hey, you are king, you are queen. So that's important. Also, we just said to identify your asset. Get with people in turn and turn it into liquid capital. Okay, you can turn your asset with the right people on your team into liquid capital. Okay, create 50 pieces of whatever your asset is, your intellectual property. Create 50 pieces and put it out there on the major platforms in the beginning for free. That's how you're gonna get started with monetizing. Partnerships is very important as well, with your asset. Find you some amazing partners for your success. And hey, you can sell your asset to someone, and they see the value in it. Just like Carlo mentioned today. Hey, he had a young man who was what? Selling lemonade. The young man had what? Something of value. Carlo had what? Money. In exchange, Carlo was able to get what? Some amazing lemonade. And the gentleman was able to what? Monetize his lemonade because he had something of value. So that's very important, okay? You can create wealth this way, okay? You have a valuable asset. When you monetize it, you can start creating wealth, and elevating, okay? That's very important. Once you do what? Multiply your asset to create wealth, okay? That is a Moguling mindset, okay? And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this was very, very helpful. And I'm going to allow Carlo to leave y'all with his last encouraging message, and also give his Instagram and websites to be reached out for everyone out there who is seeking capital. And I'll give you all my information as well. Carlo Joseph. Any closing words, remarks?
Oh yeah, one of the things that came to me as you were talking, Mikhail, I'll just say, the business plans that I had, oh man, this is amazing. That's what, Mikhail's been hearing about. That's what was the asset that yielded me the funding. That basically people gave us liquid cash. Cause offered, and this is for the people that just have an idea or just have a concept or a business model. You write a business plan out, you'll get all of the money because all it takes is one person that says yes, and you'll get the money before you even start the business. Now, that may seem impossible, but you're talking to somebody that's living proof because there's people with tons of money all over the world that are constantly looking for things to invest in. I want to leave you guys with that, just to be encouraged. And when you're around people that put the money over everything, the money comes. And one of my partners that invested in me, he said it. The money comes to like a vision. Oh yeah, this is what I will leave everybody with. A vision, when you reach your vision, everybody comes up. When you reach your dream, it's just you come up. So have a vision that's big enough for other people's dreams to be in, but big enough to not only add value, but for everybody else to come up. And
Yeah,
watch how fast you take off. And that's what happened to us in a nutshell. Our company made up our mind. There was a group of people in Hollywood or in entertainment that was not being serviced, and they were not being able to get funding quickly. And we made up our mind to fund them, and they didn't want to go to the status quo. I'm not naming no names, but the traditional ways of getting funding. And so I saw a problem, and we came to solve it, and that was the asset, the solution to a problem, or to provide a service to people that were going without the service. Basically, to provide money to filmmakers, producers, directors, writers, and actors that want to get their content produced that weren't getting the funding or was taking too long. That's it in a nutshell. Just keep moguling. And just everybody just keep being your best, keep being yourself. You're going to get better and better. And know that everything you do will always work as long as you're doing it. That's basically it in a nutshell.
absolutely. And Carlo, leave everyone with your way to
Oh
reach.
yeah. It's clearvisionclearpath.com. That's the website. And the Instagram is Clear Vision Music at Clear Vision Music LLC. And then when you go onto the Instagram homepage, you'll see the website, and you can just click on the website and go to the contact us page and leave your information and somebody will contact you.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow Carlos Joseph. Give him that Instagram name one more time, Carlo.
The website is clearvisionclearpath.com, and Instagram is at clearvisionmusicllc.com. I'm sorry, at Clear Vision Music LLC.
At Clear Vision Music LLC. So, ladies and gentlemen, please follow Carlos Joseph at Instagram at Clear Music LLC. And ladies and gentlemen, to follow me, you can go to M Coleman Billionaire on Instagram. That's M Coleman Billionaire. Follow me on Instagram. You can also inbox information. If you're looking for funding, hey, please reach out to Carlo Joseph. Go into his Instagram. Also reach out to myself as well on M Coleman Billionaire. You're looking for funding. We want to help you all get to that next level. And this segment is how to monetize your asset. My closing remarks is create the content, as much content as you can create, and the money will come. That's what I want to say. Keep moguling, be relentless. This segment of Moguling Talk is presented to you by Clear Vision TV and MCS TV Plus. Stay tuned for more. You've been listening to Moguling Talk, how to monetize your asset with Carlo Joseph and Michael Coleman. Stay tuned for more.